Hi students, welcome to PhD Jobs and Admission. This is Gauri. So in this session, I'm going to teach you regarding a research methodology session of a PhD entrance test at Anna University. And today's my session is 6th lecture, and in today's lecture, I'm going to teach you regarding characteristics of research. So basically, characteristics of research is really the most important concept of research methodology, and on such concepts, every year you are going to be asked a question on research methodology, okay, in the PhD entrance test. And that's why I'm going to teach you this concept by using MCQs. So after viewing this video, you will understand exactly what are the different characteristics of research, okay. So students, before starting this session, I want to tell you that Global Online team provides you complete course on research methodology, because in the PhD entrance test at Anna University, there is a 25% marks are for research methodology, and that's why if you want to qualify the PhD entrance test, then obviously you need to get more scores in the research methodology part. And that's why with the help of this course, you can guaranteed qualify the PhD entrance test at Anna University. So basically students, Global Online team provides you full syllabus video lectures in which theories and MCQs both are available in this complete course. You will get full syllabus notes and mock tests, okay. You will get more than 1500 MCQs revision PDF, and as well all of these study materials are available in both the languages, and those are Hindi and English. So basically students, we have 10 mock tests like this, and each mock test contains 40 MCQs, and that's why overall you can solve 400 MCQs in the mock test only. With the help of this revision PDF, you can revise all the study materials in a one PDF only, and you can revise all the topics in one PDF only, okay. And as well you will get guaranteed 80% MCQs from this revision PDF only out of 100% MCQs in research methodology section of the PhD entrance test at Anna University, okay. So students, if you want to buy this course, then you can either download the Global Online app from the Play Store, or else you can contact me through these WhatsApp numbers. And for the Global Online app, I have provided the link in the description box of this video, okay. And students, the course fees are only 699 rupees, which are really very low. And in this course, basically Global Online team gives you 100% passing guarantee, that you can guaranteed pass the PhD entrance test at Anna University. And as well Global Online team gives you 100% guidance at each and every stage of your PhD application at Anna University, okay. So let us start with our today's session now. Now the question 1 is, which of the following does not correspond to characteristics of research? So here we have given some characteristics of research, and from these 4 options there is one option which is not a characteristic of research, and we are going to select that option. So let us see. Research is not passive, research is systematic, research is not a problem oriented, research is not a process. So basically students, research means we are going to solve any kind of a problem, okay, through a systematic procedure. So basically within the research, we are going to follow a proper scientific method, and that's why research is not passive. Basically research is active, okay, because whatever we are doing over here is through our active mode, and here we want the empirical evidence. I mean to say, we based upon on the observations, and then after that subsequent measurements, and then we finally get the results of our research problem. And that's why research is not passive, and that's why this is active, and that's why this is one of the characteristic of research. And research is always systematic. It means that we properly follow step by step in the research process, and these steps are nothing but overall scientific method, and that's why research is always systematic, which is again the characteristic of a research. Research is not a problem oriented. It means that research is solution oriented, because we already have the problem and we need to solve that problem, and for that process we need a research. Okay, and that's why research is basically solution oriented, it is not a problem oriented, and that's why again this is a characteristic of research. Research is not a process. As I have told you earlier that research is always a process because it's a long lasting procedure in which lots of steps are there, and we are going to see these steps in the next upcoming videos. So basically students, research is always a process which is a systematic process, and that's why the correct answer to this question is 4, because research is not a process, is not a characteristics of research. Okay, that's why this is the correct answer for this question. A research problem is feasible only when. So when the research problem is feasible, what are these conditions? After that only we think that research problem is feasible. So let us see the options. It has utility and relevance. It means that research problem should have a utility. It means that it should be useful for our future generation. Okay, it should have relevance. It means that research problem should have the relevance to the problems within the society. Whatever there are problems within the society, okay, these problems should be our research problem. So it means that research problem has some kind of relationship with the society. Okay, or specifically problems in the society. So after that only we can say that research problem is feasible. So this is the option when we can say that research problem is feasible. It is new and adds something to knowledge. Yes, research problem should be new, okay, and it should be original always, and research problem should add something to our existing knowledge. Okay, and after that only we say that research problem is feasible. Research is researchable. It is really the most important concept. If somehow the research problem is not researchable, then obviously you cannot do the research further, and that's why research problem should be researchable, and after that it will be feasible. Okay, so this is another option when the research problem is feasible, and that's why the correct answer to this question is 4, that is all of the above, because in all of these above situations research problem is feasible. Okay, authenticity of a research finding is its. So what is the authenticity of a research finding? Okay, so basically students, authenticity means that we have the proper proof that this particular object or thing is authenticate, it is original, it is not copied from somewhere else. Okay, this is called as the authenticity. And what is exactly the authenticity of a research finding? It means that whenever we get the results of our research, so how you can say that our research results are authenticate. So whether it is its validity or its objectivity or originality or all of the above. So this question is somehow tricky students. So let us see how. So basically students, validity means that to what extent, okay, to what extent your results are are that much true, so that you can generalize your results to the other situations. It means that validity comes in two concepts, and it means internal validity and external validity. So within the internal validity, okay, we define it as the data that we use in our research, okay, how that data is valid, okay, or how that data is extendable to valid to our research results. And within the external validity, it means that how or too much, or how too much extent, okay, our results of the research we can generalize to the other situations. Okay, to what extent basically we can generalize the results of our research to the other situations. So exactly the meaning of validity, what is that? Now I hope so all of you understood, and that's why validity is not the authenticity of a research finding. Okay, now next is objectivity. Objectivity means bias free. Okay, whatever you are doing is fairly, and you have a proper objective behind it. Okay, and this is the authenticity of a research finding. Okay, so whenever you have a objectivity in your research process, then ultimately you will include the validity into it, and that's why validity is the somehow the concept which is under the concept of objectivity, and that's why authenticity of a research finding is its objectivity, and that's why the correct answer to this question is 2. Okay, now what is originality? So again, originality means that it is original, it is not duplicate, it is not like we have copied it from somewhere else. So again, originality, this is the concept which comes under objectivity, because objectivity is a bigger concept. Okay, and it includes validity and as well originality, and that's why the correct answer to this question is objectivity, not all of the above. Because you can give the authenticity of a research finding in terms of its objectivity, not its validity, and not its originality. Okay, all of you getting? I hope all of you understood, but still if you have any doubts, you can ask me in the comment box. Okay, now here students, we have given two sets, set 1 and set 2, and in set 1 they have given us research types, and in set 2 they have given characteristics of each research type, and here we have to match the correct characteristics to the correct research type. Okay, now here there are fundamental research, then applied research, action research, evaluative research. So these are basically the types of research which we have given in set 1. Now let us see what are the characteristics that they have given us. Finding out the extent of perceived impact of an intervention. Okay, it means that whenever you get the effects, okay, of your research, then how the causes, okay, how the causes, okay, causing that much amount of effect. So whenever there is increase in cause, then how much effect it will be having, or whenever you decrease the cause, then how much effect you will be having. So this is the meaning of this first statement. Okay, developing an effective explanation through theory building. So basically here you are going to develop a theory, and whenever you are developing the theory, then through this process you are going to provide an effective explanation of your research results. Okay, improving an existing situation through use of interventions. So here whatever existing situation in front of you, so you are going to only improve that existing situation through the use of different actions, and those actions are nothing but the interventions. Okay, exploring the possibility of a theory for use in various situations. It means that whenever you are doing any research process to solve any research problem, then in that situation you are going to apply some theory or principle or laws, so that you will get easily the results of your research. Okay, and enriching technological resources. So basically students, fundamental research is the basic research or pure research. So within the fundamental research we formulate a theory. So this is the main objective of fundamental research, to formulate a theory. And whenever here we formulate the theory, in that case we basically tell the effective explanation behind it, that what we are formulating, why we are formulating a theory. Okay, and that's why fundamental research is basically goes for, okay, second option, developing an effective explanation through theory building, because here there is only one option in which we are building a theory. It means that we are formulating a theory, and that's why fundamental research goes for second option. Within the applied research we basically apply the various principles, laws or theories to the problems whatever we are solving. Okay, and that's where applied research will go for fourth option, exploring the possibility of a theory for use in various situations. Next is action research. So within the action research, we solve the existing problems, okay, through our interventions or through our through our immediate actions upon it. And that's why C will go for third option, improving an existing situation through use of interventions. And the last one is evaluative research. So of course it will go for 1, because we are evaluating something. Okay, so here we are evaluating exactly how much extent of causes having the that much extent of effect on the effects. Okay, and that's why D will go for first, that is finding out the extent of perceived impact of an intervention. I know the language is somehow difficult to understand, but try to understand the meaning of that sentence, then after that you will understand everything. And enriching technological resources, so this thing basically does not occur in any kind of research type. And whenever we want to enrich the technological resources, this is basically, you can say, whenever we collect any data for a research, so this thing will comes under that. Okay, that's why this option is not associated with any kind of research type, and that's why this gets eliminated. Okay, so the correct answer should be 1, because here A will go for 2, B will go for 4, C will go for 3, and D will go for 1. Okay. Next is, which one among the following statements is correct in context to research? So here we have given 4 statements which are relevant to research, and we are going to find out the correct statements which are relevant to research. So now let us see one by one these statements. Research refers to a series of systematic activity or activities undertaken to find out the solution to a problem. So this is really very easiest, and we have saw lot of times that what is exactly research. So research is a systematic activity, because here we follow the scientific procedure and we do the research because we want the solution to our problem, and that's why the first statement is correct in context to research. Now second is, it is a systematic, logical and unbiased process wherein verification of hypotheses, data analysis, interpretation and formation of principles can be done. Yes, this is as well the correct statement in regards to research, because research is always systematic, it is logical, because here we think logically. As well, this is unbiased. Unbiased means whatever we do here which is fairly. And as well, here we basically verify the hypothesis that we have created, we do the data analysis, we interpret the data, and as well we form here different kinds of principles as well. Okay. Now third one is, it is an intellectual inquiry or quest towards truth. Yes, research is an intellectual inquiry towards the truth. This is correct statement regarding research. And it enhances knowledge. Yes, through the research we are going to enhance our knowledge, because we do lot of things whenever we are under doing the research, and that's why this is also correct. So the correct answer to this question is 1, because here all of these statements are correct in regard to research. Okay, research problem is selected from the standpoint of. So from whose standpoint of we should select the research problem? So first is social relevance. Social relevance means whatever there are the problems within the society. So through the standpoint of that problems in the society, we should select the research problem, or through the financial support, or through the researchers' interest or availability of relevant literature. So students, the correct answer to this question should be 1, because we do the research, okay, because we need to solve the problems which are there in the society. Okay, I know researchers' interest is as well more important thing, but apart from researchers' interest, the most important thing is that social relevance. Okay, so whenever we have a social relevance to the research problem, then the research problem is feasible, and that we have seen in this video. okay, earlier. And that's why we should select the research problem through the standpoint of social relevance and not researchers' interest. Okay, so we should give a priority to the social relevance than the researchers' interest. So the correct answer should be 1. Next is, what are those conditions where a research problem is not viable? So what are those conditions in which research problem is not viable? So first is, it is new and adds something to knowledge. Yes, in this situation research problem is viable, so this is eliminated. It can be researched, it means that it should be researchable, so this is as well eliminated, because under these situations research problem is actually viable. But we have asked that whenever it is not viable. Okay, it has utility and relevance. Yes, under this situation as well it is viable, so this is eliminated. It contains dependent and independent variables. Yes, so under this situation research problem is not viable. Okay, and that's why the correct answer to this question is 4. Okay, which one among the following phrases does not correspond to the meaning of research as a process? So from these options, which is the phrase which does not correspond to the meaning of research as a process? So whether it is problem solving, whether it is trial and error, or objective observation, or systematic activity. So problem solving is basically a whole process in which we solve the problem through different steps, and that's why this is nothing but a process, and problem solving correspond to the meaning of research as a process, so this option gets eliminated. Trial and error means here we repetitively do the experiments. Okay, it means that we do the trials and after that we get the errors, then whenever we get the errors then again we repeat the same experiment, and this is nothing but a process. Okay, this is nothing but a process, or you can say it's a method, and that's why this is again the meaning of research as a process, so this gets eliminated. Now objective observation is the data collection method, and in which we fairly observe the participants. Okay, and that's why this is not a process, this is not a process, this is the data collection method, and that's why this is the correct answer to this question, because it is not correspond to the meaning of research as a process. Okay, so objective observation is the part of a research process. Okay, it is not a whole research process, and that's why the correct answer to this question is 3. And now systematic activity, obviously through this word you can understand that this is a whole process and it corresponds to the meaning of research as a whole process, so this is again eliminated, and that's why the correct answer is 3. Which of the following is not a characteristic feature of research process? So again here you have given 4 options, and from these 4 options, which is a characteristic, which is not a characteristic feature of research process? So whether it is empirical approach, systematic endeavor, uncontrolled conditions, critical analysis. So empirical approach means empirical method. It means that here we observe the data, and based upon the observations we measure the data, and after that we get the results. So here we have the proper evidence in terms of observations and measurements. This is nothing but the empirical method, and obviously within the research process we follow the empirical method. This is the one of the characteristic of research process, so this option gets eliminated. Systematic endeavor means systematic process, and as we have seen earlier in this video, research process is a systematic procedure in which we follow different steps in a sequentially manner, and as well it is a scientific method. So this is again the characteristic of research process, so this gets eliminated. Uncontrolled conditions, yes, so within the research process we have the controlled conditions, because under these controlled conditions we can manually manipulate the independent variables, and we get the effects on the dependent variables, and for that thing we need the controlled conditions for our variables under study. Okay, and that's why this is not a characteristic of research process, because a research process has the controlled conditions. Okay, so uncontrolled conditions is not a characteristic feature of research process. So this is the correct answer to this question. And now critical analysis is again one of the characteristic of research process, because whenever we get the data and after that we need to analyze our data. So this is basically the critical analysis technique. Okay, we critically analyze the data so that we get the authenticate results to our research, and that's why this is again the characteristic of research process. So it gets eliminated. So the correct answer is 3. Next is, which of the following sequences correctly reflects scientific investigation? Okay, so here we have given different options, and in each option they have given us different sequences, but we need to identify correct sequence of scientific investigation. So let us see: conceptualization, theorizing, deduced consequences, then observation and testing, testing, observation, conceptualization, theorizing and deduced consequences, theorizing, deducing consequences, testing, observing and conceptualization, observation, conceptualization, theorizing, deduced consequences and method to verify them. So basically students, first of all, within the scientific investigation, the first thing that we need to do is observation, because through the observation only we can identify the research problem in the society or the research problem in front of us, and that's why your first step should be observation. So from these options, only the fourth option is that in which first step is observation, and that's why your correct answer should be 4. And after that you do the conceptualization. It means that based upon the observation you collect the data, and whatever data you have, so based upon that data you try to making the concepts behind it, and after that you develop a theory. Then deduced consequences means whenever you develop a theory, after that you make up hypothesis, then you test the hypothesis, and finally you get the results. So this is nothing but deduced consequences, and after that there is a method to verify them. So for the verification thing, we basically test the hypothesis through different statistical techniques. Okay, so this is the sequence method of scientific investigation, and the correct answer is 4. Okay, so students, thank you for watching this session. I hope all of you understood exactly what are the characteristics of research, but still if you have any doubts regarding this, you can ask me in the comment box. Okay.